close is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know, but Vergil, you know, he's right there. You know, he's right there. You know, he's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, you know, who knows? A couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford. You never know.
You know, he just beat Canelo, you know, the face of boxing, so which that makes Canelo, I mean, that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
Terence Crawford responded to Vergil Ortiz's call out with respect, acknowledging him as a talented young fighter who's steadily proving his worth in the ring. Crawford praised Ortiz's rise and admitted the contender clearly has what it takes to compete at the top level. When asked directly about a potential matchup, Crawford kept things vague, hinting that the future is unpredictable and that anything can happen down the line.
What's your message now to Terence Crawford?
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford, Spence.
Vergil Ortiz boldly called out Terence Crawford, declaring his mission to challenge the best in the sport. He explained that facing elite names like Crawford pushes him to keep improving and testing his limits among boxing's top tier, now competing confidently at 154 pounds. Ortiz said he's ready for major fights and made it clear that he wants the biggest names available next.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. Well, I don't care who it is. It can be Luke's next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because, you know, that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just going to keep doing what
Speaking with unshakable confidence, Vergil Ortiz claimed that even if Terence Crawford were still in his absolute prime, he could defeat him. Ortiz said he studies every move Crawford makes and deeply respects his achievements, but he believes his own power, speed, and timing would give him the edge. For Ortiz, confidence isn't arrogance, it's proof of the hard work he's put in since moving up in weight. Many fans viewed his comments as daring, considering Crawford's dominance across multiple divisions and his status as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters alive. Yet Ortiz insists Crawford isn't unbeatable and believes he can expose openings others have missed. His bold words have sparked debate among fans and analysts about whether the young star truly has what it takes to challenge a proven champion like Crawford.
5 fighters that you would like to fight coming up.
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter, though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills, and I want to see if I can beat you.
After Vergil Ortiz defeated Israel Madrimov, fans immediately compared his performance to Crawford's earlier fight with the same opponent. Terence Crawford addressed those comparisons head-on, saying that while Ortiz did win, he didn't look dominant doing it. Crawford noted that Madrimov didn't appear as sharp or conditioned as he was when they fought. In Crawford's eyes, Madrimov wasn't at his peak that night, and Ortiz's victory didn't necessarily prove how he'd perform against an elite fighter like himself. Crawford's tone was calm but assertive, a subtle reminder that while Ortiz is talented, his own skill, timing, and ring IQ still put him in a league of his own.
You know, he was more prepared for my fight. If you watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him, and, you know, fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred.
Unscathed.
You know, when you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. I did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him, like, the last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz, yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving,
Right.
you know, in the beginning rounds, which that was getting him the rounds in the
winning
bank,
rounds,
but at
yeah.
the same time, he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Madrimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. I think, no, Eddie was, I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said. Man,
Eddie was saying that it was closer than that, and maybe Madrimov could have won. He was saying, I think he was. I think he was.
He's trying to get you out of Eddie.
No.
Terence Crawford's next major challenge is already set. He's scheduled to face Carlos Adames on March 28th in Omaha, marking his long-anticipated move into the middleweight division. Crawford has stated that he plans to stay at 160 for 1 or 2 fights in pursuit of another undisputed title and achievement. That would make him a 3-division undisputed world champion. Adames, known for his strength and stamina, presents a tough first test for Crawford at this new weight. The matchup has fueled excitement, but also raised questions about whether Crawford will ever return to 154 to face rising stars like Vergil Ortiz or Jaron Boots Ennis. For now, his focus is on adapting to a bigger division, improving his skill translates against naturally larger opponents. Analysts agree that if he succeeds, it will further cement his place among boxing's all-time greats.
Terence Crawford in their sights because they all understand that Terence Crawford can drop down to middleweight after defeating Canelo in September and becoming the undisputed super middleweight. Terence Crawford can now drop down to middleweight, 160, right? And become undisputed at 160 with 1 to 2 fights. 2 fights max, right? He'll be 39 years old in September. 2 fights, Terence Crawford can become undisputed, max, at 160. He can fight Carlos Adames in March. And then he can fight the winner of Lara versus Janibek in the summertime, August, right? And this gives Terence Crawford the history he needs to 1,000% cement himself as, in my opinion, it's all opinionated, but this just cements Terence Crawford as top 5 greatest boxers in history. In my opinion. It cements him as top 5 greatest boxers in history because this will make Terence Crawford a 6-division champion and 4-division undisputed champion. That's what that makes Terence Crawford. That's historic. That's absolutely historic. And if Terence Crawford can pull that off, becoming a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion, that's massive, right? In my opinion, those accomplishments in the fashion that Terence Crawford wins these fights, he's not just winning. When he beat Errol Spence for undisputed, he dominated and stopped Errol Spence in a manner not many people saw coming. When he fought Canelo Alvarez, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, dominate that fight.
Ortiz has long voiced his desire to fight Terence Crawford, though rumors once circulated that the WBO had offered him the bout twice and that he turned it down. In a later interview, Ortiz firmly denied those claims, saying he never received any official offer. If he had, he insisted, he would have accepted it immediately without hesitation. Ortiz expressed frustration over how quickly misinformation spread, emphasizing that neither he nor his team ever declined a Crawford fight. He made it clear that he respects Crawford's accomplishments and considers that matchup a career-defining opportunity, not something to avoid. His statement helped clear the air for fans who believed he had dodged the fight. as Ortiz reiterated that while timing and logistics matter, his desire to face Crawford has always been genuine.
I wanted to see that fight, you against Terence Crawford. You know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class, but then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned on the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes.
Believe that.
But
what about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
More with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father really said
he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet, I'm not ready for him. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, you was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Hell no, you can't.
Yeah, you got hit with a few